What's up, guys? It's me again. And so if it's one thing I've been hearing about lately, or at least watching YouTube videos about, it's a zombie apocalypse. Now, many people are debating if a zombie apocalypse is even possible, but assuming it is, I'll be showing you today's video, which is the real version of how to survive a zombie apocalypse. A real version, because last time I did a zombie apocalypse video, it was very bad quality, and it was actually intended to be a parody, coming from the fact that I mentioned Barney multiple times. Anyway, so here's today's video. Now wait, I already hear the angry comments rolling in. Now, a zombie, okay, you're probably all thinking right now, what the flip, Matt? A zombie, how can you even tell us how to survive a zombie apocalypse, even if you don't even know what a zombie is? Well, that's gonna bring me to my first topic on today's video, which is, what is a zombie? Before I start this section, little thing I have to say beforehand, okay, bath salt, people who are on bath salts are not zombies. I can't stress that enough. If it's one thing I hate, it's that people think that a person that eats another person because they're on bath salt is a zombie. I hate that. I extremely advise that you not think of that, because it's just a guy on drugs. It's not a zombie, okay? I know a lot of you people think that, but it's just not. Just putting that out there.
Now, before we know how to kill a zombie, we need to know exactly what a zombie is. Now, a zombie is not going to just be hands rising out of the ground and the dead coming back to life. It doesn't work like that. The most likely way a zombie apocalypse will be possible is through a virus. There are many possible viruses that could be used in a zombie apocalypse. For example, there's mad cow disease, which, when implanted into humans, the virus turns them into a zombie-like state. Now, there are two types of zombies. There's slow zombies, which don't really pose much of a threat, and that's kind of what zombies used to be back in the 1900s or whatever. Then there's fast zombies, which are the modern-day zombies in a lot of video games, and they're really fast, so I would recommend, when dealing with them, use a vehicle. Now, the only way to kill a zombie is by destroying the brain. That brain is going to have to go boom. Of course, this is all theoretical, and it's only possible if the kind of virus that we're speaking of happens. Now, little thing I have to say about killing zombies. When facing off with zombies, don't be a complete idiot and go into a giant mob of zombies.
We know what a zombie is and how to kill one. Now we need to focus on weapons. Just to make this video a lot quicker, I've devised a list of the top 5 weapons you should bring with you in the event of a zombie apocalypse. Now, in order to be on the list, they can't just be all guns. Guns can only be on there once. If it's one thing I hate, it's people that think that all you need in a zombie apocalypse is a gun, or just guns and guns. Like, you need more than just guns. Just putting that out there. Number 1 is a sword and the optional shield. Now, a sword and a shield could easily be used to slash zombies, kill zombies, stab them, etc. And the shield could be easily used for bashing zombies or blocking blood or other projectiles from getting shot at you, such as another survivor who wants to kill you for your supplies. You could use the shield to block it. Now, don't use a toy shield or a toy sword, because if you have any common sense, then you know that's the bad idea. Now, you need to have a real sword. It can't be a replica sword, or shield for that matter. It needs to be real metal, and it needs to be very durable. This one might not be so durable. I might not use this, but because I don't think it's too durable. But you know, sword's a sword. I would recommend using something like a sword like this, like a knight's sword, or like a ninja katana blade or something. And for the shield, make sure it's bulletproof, or at least semi-protective, because if it breaks, then you could get killed easily. So that brings us to number 2. Number 2, the bow and arrow. Now, I would bring a bow and arrow because a bow is they're easy to carry. Not this one, obviously. This is a toy bow, actually, because I haven't gotten a real one yet. But they're fairly easy to carry with you. See, you could put on your back like that, or something else. And the ammo is very, how should I put this? It's very, I mean, it takes up a lot more space than standard bullets do, but not this one, obviously. This one's gigantic, but you need to have real items, obviously. So make sure that your arrows are real, like made out of plastic or fiberglass or whatever they make arrows out of these days. I don't really know, but anyway, these arrows are pretty easy to carry with you if you have a quiver. I'll actually be making a how-to video of how to make your own quiver if you. Okay, so sorry about that. My dog was being weird. So yeah, they're pretty easy to use, as you can see. If you have a real bow, it'll fire a lot farther than this one will, because this is a compound bow and it's for kids. So yeah, it won't be that difficult to just fire. I don't know if you guys heard that, but I just hit a large cardboard box. So yes, bow and arrow. Oh, and also, one thing I forgot to mention. The arrows are very, you can easily find arrows, stuck inside of your targets, so it's easily retrievable ammo. Number 3, a gun. A gun is very, they're easy to come by if you, live in a area where hunting is common. Or I'm using a Nerf gun for example, mainly because I don't own a real gun, but this is just an example. A Nerf gun. Make sure make sure the ammo is easy to find, because ammo is going to be very difficult to find in a world where supplies are scarce. So if you own a gun, I would highly recommend taking it with you, depending on what kind of gun it is. If you have a giant minigun, I would take it with you, but don't carry it around. God, my dog's going crazy. So yeah, bring a gun, just in case. I wouldn't recommend using it as an actual weapon, mainly because it's very loud and it could just attract more zombies. Unlike the bow, which is silent and could just easily let you go and continue killing zombies without having to worry about more. So number 3, the gun. Which brings us to number 4. Number 4, a baseball bat. Number 4 is a baseball bat, because if you play sports, unlike me, you could easily find these around your house. I would recommend I wouldn't recommend using a plastic wiffle ball bat, because that's just not going to do much damage at all. I would recommend either a metal or aluminum bat, or a wooden bat. Because with wooden bats, you could just drill a hole, punch a nail through it, and make a spiked bat if you want. But I recommend the metal ones, because that's what I have. But you could easily kill someone with this thing. If you can kill a person with it, you can definitely kill a zombie with it. So baseball bat. Pretty useful. A useful tool of killing zombies. Number 5, a small blade like this one. Number 5 is a small blade, much like this one, which you can easily use to, stab a zombie in the head or, any of that. They're pretty easy to find. Not this one, obviously. It's a plastic toy, and it's a and it's not something you would commonly find around your house. But I recommend something like a knife, a butcher's knife, any of that. It not only can it be used for killing zombies, but it could also be a useful tool while surviving in the wild if necessary. So, small blade. Now, the next section of this video is going to be other supplies that you could use for, survival or, you know what I mean.
So first we're going to need some duct tape. It's pretty self-explanatory. You know what to do with duct tape. It's pretty much used to fix things, such as your guns or whatever. Next we need a crowbar, easy for opening up doors, and also killing zombies. Next we have earplugs. You'll figure out that later. Next we're going to need food, and a lot of food. Non-perishable food is most likely what you're going to have, but if you can get your hands on some astronaut food, that's pretty useful too. We're also, to wash that down, we're going to need some water. No, we're not going to need that much. We're going to need more than that. No, still not enough. We need more. There we go. That should be enough to support just yourself. You need a lot of water to survive. Next, we need a first aid kit. Pretty self-explanatory. Don't really need to explain this. Next, we have goggles to keep zombie blood from getting in your eyes and protecting your eyes in general. Then we have a basic lighter to make fire! Yay, fire! Then we have a Swiss Army knife. Pretty self-explanatory. It's got like many uses, so it can be used for whatever you need. Then we have a rain poncho. You use not only for protecting your clothes and skin from getting zombie blood on them or rain, but it's also nice to have because it can do stuff. Then we need explosives. Boom, boom, go, boom. Then we need some entertainment because you're gonna get pretty bored on the way. So bring like some things like board games or electronic devices such as a 3DS, a Game Boy, or a PS Vita or a PSP. Any kind of PSP will do. Any kind of electronic device will do for that matter. Then we're gonna need some rope to tie up interrogated survivors who try to kill you or whatever may have you. Then we're gonna need a sleeping bag. Though if you plan on surviving alone, I don't recommend using this because you need to stay awake at all times. We need walkie-talkies because communications are gonna be very hard to find, such as internet or cell phones. But if you're lucky enough, you could have your own Wi-Fi hotspot from your tablets or your phones or whatever. As long as they're charged, they could have a Wi-Fi hotspot. To carry all this, we're going to need a backpack. They're pretty big and they're pretty easy to find though I don't recommend using it. I recommend using something like a satchel because they're pretty easy to grab your things if you need them. It's easy to access them when you need them. So.
And now for this last section, I'm going to give you some tips on surviving if necessary. Most of these situations you'll most likely run into, but there's just some helpful tips that that I thought of and might throw in there. So here they go. Tip number 1: have a weapon on you at all times. If you don't have a weapon on you and you're just if your guard is down and you don't have a weapon, you're most likely going to get eaten. So if you have your guard down at any time, always have a weapon with you. Tip number 2: don't look too intimidating. If you're bringing a backpack with like an army issued backpack with 4 weeks worth of supplies, then I wouldn't recommend using that backpack. Or don't look too intimidating. Look like you're not gonna pose much of a threat to other people. So if you're don't dress up like an army dude or like somebody who knows what they're doing, because if you do that, then you're gonna most likely be not killed by zombies, but most likely killed by other people because they want your stuff. So don't look too intimidating. Number 3: always stay on the move. If you're not on the move, the zombies will easily find out where you are. And if they know where you are, then there's just going to be hordes of zombies at your front door trying to, eat you and infect you and whatever. So I would recommend using a car, driving around, don't stay in one spot for too long. So if you want to know how to zombie-proof a car, there's a great video by Mighty Car Mods on YouTube, where the annotation will be somewhere on this screen right now. Step number 4: bring some form of entertainment. It's not because killing zombies isn't always going to be your go-to thing. If you're in the middle of the desert on a dirt road and there's no zombies around, you're gonna get pretty bored pretty fast. Also, waiting for zombies to show up or waiting for something to happen could get boring. So bring some entertainment, because if you're not entertained, you're just gonna get bored and you're gonna go insane. And if you go insane, you're most likely gonna die. 5. Bring some earplugs or something, because the constant moans and screams and gunshots are gonna get annoying after a while, which could cause you to go crazy. So make sure you have like some sort of sound blocking device, or just like listen to music or something to block out sound so you don't go crazy. Number 6, pack lightly. If you don't pack lightly, you're gonna be weighed down by all the stuff you're taking with you. So you don't need your TV or Xbox. Well, you might need that if you want to be entertained, but those are poorly chosen examples. So don't bring like your don't bring like something that's heavy, like a lamp or something. Don't bring any of that stuff. I would stay light. Just stay light. Don't bring stuff you don't need. Only bring what you need. Tip number 7: stay in a group. Mostly, it should probably be with like friends or close friends or like people you trust, because if you don't, people are gonna kill you. Also, stay in a group because it'll be a lot harder for zombies to take down a group. Also, everybody else can sleep while one person keeps watch, and people can actually sleep. So because if you don't sleep, you know what happens. So yeah. So now you guys know the real way on how to survive a zombie apocalypse. Now, in the event that one does happen, you guys know how to be prepared and prepare last minute. So I wouldn't consider preparing years ahead of time, because you just look like a complete tool every time one doesn't happen. So just putting that out there. Okay then. Hope that you found today's video very helpful. Subscribe, rate, comment, do all that stuff. You watch YouTube, you know what I mean. Okay, see you next time. Bye bye.